So in the past two sessions, in the first session, we have seen what is data science and machine learning and artificial intelligence. What does it mean? What are the projects? And then in the second session, we had seen regarding the introduction to Python. If you remember, we have run all these things regarding the print statements. How do we run the print statements? What are the different variables? How to declare the variables, integer type, string type, float type, and what are the different operators, addition, subtraction, power, and also one of how to execute the by using these functions by using the math library and the string operations and the subsetting. So if we are declaring a string, long lengthy string, if you want to operate any particular part of the string, let's say like s and t, so how do we access those particular parts? Like you can see that we are accessing each individual letter in a given string, and also a subset of a string, 2 letters, 3 letters, 4 letters. So those things we had completed even these. How the list, how to declare a list, different parts of the list, splitting a list. You can see these are the different lists. Now, in the today's class, we will be seeing different operations that we can perform in the list, and also the concatenation, and also the one more data structure, which is a tuple. So once we go through this tuple, list and tuple, then we will be moving ahead to the pandas and numpy operation, and we will be closing. So proceeding ahead. So we have seen that if you see here, this is a list, and a list is a collection of variables, and it can be. And so if you see that list people is a list, is one type of a list we have declared. The name of the list is not specifically again mandatory that it should be of such. So it can be any letter, combination of a letter and words, numbers of such. So here, for sake of understanding, you can see that I have given various strings of various sizes, and also a combination of numbers and also strings. And you can even give a combination of numbers, strings, and also floats of different kinds. So this is these lists are used to store a series of variables which can be of different types. And now we will try to see what are the different operations that we can do with the list. Now initially we have seen here the list two list people is the name of the people, is a flowers is the name of the flowers, and pets is the name of the different pets. So now if I want to concat, when I say concat, I want to add these two lists, list one and let's say list pets. So people and pets. If I wanted to concat these two strings, which are addition of these two. So instead of declaring, let's say if I'm working on these strings and I wanted a new list, which is a combination of these two. So instead of declaring again the lengthy strings, I can just concat list concat equal to people plus list pets. You can see here. So I have got a new list, which is a concatenation of 2. And I'm printing that. And also length of the list. So length of the list will give what is the total length of the list currently available in people. And these lists can be accessed. The list can be accessed in a similar format as the strings. So in the list people, if I wanted to, so in the list people, if I wanted to access Jane, so similar to the subsetting, 0 list in the list people, 0 in 0th position, Tom is available. In first position, Harry, and second position, Zane. So directly I can just access list people of 2 will give Zane. And the subsetting, so the reverse subsetting, which is if I come from the reverse position, -1, -2, -3, which will give me Harry. And I can also subset. So print list of people starting from second And if I don't give anything, it will go until the end. So it will start from Zane and print until list. So these are the operations. So as I said before, unlike strings, lists are mutable. So mutable, when I say yesterday we discussed, so mutable are something which can be changed. So if I declare a string, I cannot add something to the existing string. I have to redeclare that. But whereas in the list, it is not of such. So list pets has been already declared here. If you see list of pets is cat, turtle, goat, and dog. So now if I want to change the 0th position from cat to T-Rex, so I can just say list pets of 0 is equal to T-Rex, and it will change the output to this format. Now list of pets is having T-Rex in the 0th position instead of cat. So, and also you can even say list pets 0, 0 and 2 is Python and elephant. Now it will change accordingly to that. So Python and elephant. In the similar format, list of pets 2:4 is blank. So I'm just from 2 to 4, I'm eliminating the things. So I'm just removing the goat and dog. And also append is one option where you can just append. When I say append, it is addition. So I'm just adding a new element to the existing list. Now, so Python and elephant is my new string. Since I have, so after deletion from this list, I have got Python elephant as a new list. Now, if you see here in the 12th line, I'm adding append as a fox and I'm printing it. So Python plus elephant plus fox will be my new list. So if you see here, I'm just adding an element to the existing list instead of modifying or redeclaring the entire list. So that's why lists are called mutable. So you can add, delete, replace any elements or contents that are present in a list. So you can see here finally what I'm clearing an entire list with an empty string. So finally, when I'm printing list pets, you can see that it is empty. I'm just clearing all the contents of the list. Any doubts? Okay. Moving ahead to the nested list. So previously we have seen list people and list flowers. Now when I'm trying to so nested list are something which are list of lists. So one list contains a multiple list. So this is the list people, this is the list flowers. Now you can see the list of nested, which is I'm trying to, you can see that inside a list we have two lists. So this is called nested list. And these nested lists are accessed in such a way similar to the strings itself. So when I say list of nested, one, it will be printing the second list, which is present zero, rose, lily, tulip, and so lantana. So this is the set. And this list again, so the subsetting will be again accessed. So list of nested 0 and 1. So this is the 0th list. And in this, the first position is Harry. So I'm just printing that. This is the nested list. And again, so these are some more operations regarding the list. So list one is the numbers, list one, list two, list three. I'm just appending for list one minus 400. So previously we have seen appending the strings. Now I am showing you with respect to integers. So you can see here list one. So I'm printing list one, list two, list three, and then I'm appending. So if you see 1, 2, 3, and when I append it, minus 400 is appended. Append, there are difference between append and extend. So append is something when you are trying to add a single element to a list. So if you see here for list 1, I am appending an element. Extend is something. So extend, what it will do is it will do the it can even add another list items to an existing items. So which means you can see that append is adding an item to the end of the list. You are just adding the elements at the end of the current list, which is -1. I am saying that add -400 to the end of list 1. Whereas extend is extending the list 2 by appending all the items in the list 1. So I am just not adding a single element by using extend. I am adding all the elements that are present in list 1. So 100, 200, 300, and the latest one, which is -400, to list 2. So now we will see that. So you can see that list 2 extended first 5, 15, 25, which are present here, and the latest list 1. So extend is used to, whereas the same operation cannot be done by append. So what append does is it will just add list of list. So it will, if I say list 2 of append, it will take the list 1 and add a separate list in the list 2. But extend will add all the elements of list 1 to the list 2. So in the similar way, insert is something I'm inserting a particular element in a particular position. So I'm saying that in the list 2, in the index 3, add -400. So insert at an index. So you can see that -400. Previously list 2 was present here, 100 was present. Now I am adding -400. So I'm inserting an element. In the similar way, remove is, so I'm just trying to move fast forward so that we can see other things. So remove is something we are removing an element. Remove the first item from the list 2. So removes the particular element. Delete is again remove by based on index. You can delete an element by using based on index. Remove is based on element. Delete is based on index. So pop is something, it removes the element and returns the last item in the list. Reverse is something, currently whatever the item that is present in the list, it will reverse. If you see reverse. So list 3, the list 3 is 10, 50, 50, 20, 0. When I reverse it, you can see here the entire sequence is reversed. Sort is, as the name suggests, it will be sorted in ascending order. Clear is something we will clear the entire contents of the list. Delete is the entire list itself will be deleted. So these are the multiple operations that we can perform with the list. In the similar way, tuples. So tuples are also one of the kind of data structures that are used to store the variables or the values similar to list. So whatever the values that you can store or can also be stored in the tuples. But the basic difference between the list and tuples. So these are the main, very important one. So the basic difference between the list and the tuples are lists are mutables. When I showed you, so the contents of the list can be added, subtracted, replaced, deleted, extended, appended. But the contents of tuple cannot be changed. So they are immutable sequences. Once you declare a list, you cannot again change those. You can add, but you cannot replace. So we will see that. So see some examples. So tuples, so lists are declared by using square braces, whereas tuples are declared by using flower braces. So you can see that tuple are generally declared by using flower braces. In the similar way, you can see I am declaring tuple 1 as empty, tuple 2 is equal to tuple 1, and tuple 3 I am just declaring by 1, a single element. Now tuple 4, 1, 2, 3. So you can see tuple 1 is 0, 0. I am just asking to print the length of the tuple. So tuple 3, I have length 1, tuple 4, I have length of 3. So I can access like tuple 4, 0 to 2. Accessing is also done 1, 2, and tuple 5. You can see here tuple 5 is equal to, so the list of list. So, okay, someone is asking to explain the extend operation. I am just showing it once again. So you can see here, append. Append is something, when I say append, you are just adding elements. So if you see here, the list one is 100, 200, 300. I hope you are listening. Satish, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So list one, you can see that 100, 200, 300 are the contents of the list. But when I'm adding an element which is 400, you can only do that by using append. You are adding a single elements. So see, adding of single elements are done by append. And let's say when you are doing your data processing, you have two separate lists. So list 1, 2, 3, you in the similar way, you have various lists. Now you wanted one list, which is a combination of list 1 and list 2. Or let's at least say list 3 and list 1. Now I want all the contents of list 1 to get added to list 3. But I don't want the nested list. I mean, I just want all the contents from list 1 to get added to list 3. So when I say list 3 dot extend, so if you see here, list 2 dot extend list 1. So with this operation, when I print, if you see list 2 extend, I'm just adding 5, 15, 25. These are the contents of list 2, 5, 15, 25. And also these are the list 1 latest contents. So you can see that again 100, 200, 300, 400. So the list 2 has been changed from 5, 15, 25 to this new list. Now list 2 is this. The contents of list 2 has been modified from the previous one to the latest one. The main difference is extend will add not only just elements, but also the list. I mean, it will take all the elements of one list and add to the last position of a new list. Hope you are clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So in the similar way, as I explained, so you can see what I'm doing here. So the list and append, as I just explained. So those things generally cannot be done in tuples. The replacing, mainly the replacing. So here in the list, as I was showing you, we can do a replace by using indexing. So I was showing you like, so if you see here, based on the indexing, so I have done the 0th position, the list of pets, I have replaced from cat to T-Rex just by using indexing option. So such options cannot be done. So why are we So you might get a doubt like, if there are lists available and list is providing so many options, then why are we using tuples? So tuples are generally used when you want certain data. Let's say that you are saving some credit card numbers or some information, and you don't want those things to get changed in your programming in the subsequent steps of programming. So in those kinds of scenarios, we generally use tuples. So whatever information that you get saved in a tuple, and let's say you are building very long, lengthy sequence of programmings, and there are chances of getting added, because we will be seeing in the next classes, like here, so the length of the sequences are just 516, but in the real time scenarios, the length of the sequences will be more than thousands, and you don't want the contents to get replaced, because if the contents get replaced, the information will get replaced, and you are changing the information of a scenario. If you change the information, the prediction will get changed. So due to avoid such complications, tuples are present. So you can see that, just tuple again, packing and unpacking a tuple. So if I say tuple 7 is 1, 2, 3, tuple 7, length of tuple 7. So you can just say I'm just declaring the tuple, and then again unpacking a tuple. Unpacking is tuple is just nothing but I'm just accessing the tuples based and printing the numbers. That's it. So this sends the data structures. We have some more advanced data structures, which are dictionaries, sets, subsets. But due to the time constraint, we are in the basics of introductory sessions. We are discussing only until here. Any doubts? Okay, good. We are moving ahead to NumPy. NumPy is a library, Python library, which is used for computing. So as you have seen, as I was just explaining, the list and tuples are used for storing the data. But let's say in our real-time scenarios, when you are trying to work with the uh, data, you might be the real-time data are in millions. Let's say for any case scenario for a credit card. So in the real time, as I'm seeing, we are even seeing more than 100 million, which is more than crores and crores of customers. So every time, let's say if you are dealing with age, there is a scenario, and one of the column is age. If one of the column is age, in that column, if there are around 1 crore customers, if you want to filter out, all the customers who are greater than age 30, so performing such large and huge operation on thousands of customers by using uh, I mean, when we are using these programming techniques, so it will be very hard. So, and also, let's say at least filtering out is one. Let's say if you want to perform certain operations like uh, all the customers who are greater than age 30, you want to add their BP plus sugar in one column. So by using string concatenation, which I have shown you, I want their BP and sugar in one column. So performing such huge operations will be a very hectic task. So, and also there are various scenarios where you need to perform numerical analysis. Like let's say you want, if there is a column, let's say on the age column, if you want to various scenarios, like you want the mean age. So addition of 1 crore of customers, age of 1 crore customers. Age, mean, standard deviation, what is the maximum age, what is the minimum age. So for having these kind of things, performing by using general list and tuples will be very hard. So that's why for advanced mathematical computation, we generally go NumPy. NumPy is a just a Python library. The basic underlying operation is it performs by using matrices. I hope you all have studied in the +2 level the matrices. So generally, the NumPy arrays work on the basic understanding of the matrices. So in the NumPy, we declare arrays. Arrays are nothing but the matrices. If you see here, I am just declaring a matrix. I am creating an array. So np dot array 1, 2, 3. So if you remember, this is just nothing but a matrix which is shaped having 1 by 3, which indicates that 1 row, 3 columns. I hope you are all clear, because this is one of the important things that you need to understand in the coming. Any doubts, you can just ask me. So previously, what is the difference is these also can be declared by using list or tuples, but we are specifically declaring these by using arrays so that to perform the faster computation, because matrices or arrays perform the faster computation than the general list or tuples. So that's why. So here I am declaring in the form of matrices. So if you see here, I have declared this, and when I'm asking the type, what is a print type of A? So it is a class, and the type is numpy.nd array. So nd here is a n dimensional array, and the n is 3. That is what it indicates. So I am asking print a dot shape, which is 3. So array will always be a single row, and the number of columns are indicated here. And the array can again similar be accessed in the form of a list. Like you can see print a of 0, a of 1, a of 2. And I can also replace the array contents by using the list subsetting method. So you can see here a of 0 is 1, but I'm asking a of print a of 0 equal to 5. So it is changed to 5, and again when I'm printing a, it will be 5, 2, 3. I hope I'm clear. Okay, moving ahead. So here I'm creating 1D array. So here the next comes the 2D array. So 2D array is just nothing but a again, as I was saying, it is a matrices. So it is having 2 rows and 3 columns. So 1, 2, 3. When I put comma and when I declare a second list, it will be a second row 4, 5, 6. So here it indicates 2 by 3 shape. So print b dot shape. It indicates that 2 rows, 3 columns. And I am trying to access the contents of the list. So here I am declaring a 2 by 2 matrix. Sorry, 2 by 3 matrix. I hope you all are aware about the matrices that we were discussing in the +2 levels. So we are just trying to declare the matrices here by using the programming language. That's it. In the similar way, I'm just showing the various matrices that we will be using. So zero matrix. Zero matrix is something the contents will be 0. And so I am asking here, give me a 0 matrix, which is a shape of 2 by 2. So this is a matrix, which is a shape of 2 by 2. Give me an identity matrix. Once is nothing. So I'm saying that give me a matrix with all the contents as 1. And I'm saying the shape is 1 by 2. So it is giving me matrix with 1 by 2. So I'm asking give me a full matrix with 2 by 2 shape and the contents is 7. So it is giving me a 2 by 2 matrix with the contents equal to 7. So these are various functionalities that are available within the NumPy library, which we can use during data processing. So, and also this is an identity matrix, where identity matrix, if you remember, 1 0 0 1. So the diagonal elements will be 1. The rest of all the elements will be 0. So you can see that I'm asking print an identity matrix. I indicates the identity matrix with shape of 2 by 2. Identity matrix will always be a square matrix. So you need not to declare the column. So when you say it will be a 2 by 2. If I say 3, it will be a 3 by 3. If I say 4, it will be a 4 by 4 matrix. So that's why when I say 2, it will be 1 0 0 1.
Sir, how it will take the value 1 there?
So when I say identity, so the meaning of I is nothing but identity. The values in the identity matrix, the diagonal elements will always be 1. So this is not that we are creating here. If you just remember, let me show you from the +2 level itself. So in the +2 level, we might have just forgot. If you remember, in the +2 level itself, so identity matrix indicates in the matrices, the rule is that identity matrix has to contain. So if you see here in the algebra, identity matrix always the contents are 1. 1 1 1.
Okay,
So
sir.
the diagonal elements has to be 1 and the rest all the elements should be 0. So this is a thumb rule that we have in mathematics. We are just replicating that by using programming. I hope we are clear. So I'm just, so all these functionalities, as I was saying, the shape, so these are all already available in the mathematics. We are trying to replicate those things here. So when I say identity matrix, as I said, the default value will be 1. And this indicates the shape. So I'm creating a random matrix. So as the name itself indicates, I am creating a random matrix, which is I'm just providing the shape, but I'm saying that the values must be random. So these are the values. So the random function, it will generate a value between 0 to 1. So when I'm saying here, I'm asking create a random matrix of shape 2 by 2. So so these values are random. Let's say if I again generate, if I just run again np dot, if I run this cell again, every time the numbers will be new. Let me run and show it to you. So I have imported the library. Now, if you see here, previously I ran and these are the values. So the amount of the values will be changing. Like if you see 9.0355, now you can see that 0.7825. So the values will be always changing. So the random function, what it does is, it does not store or save the elements. So whenever it runs, it will be just generating the new values. So let's say when you're trying to use this function, once you run this and once I run this np.random and I'm saving it to E, you have to make sure that you shouldn't run this again, the cell, because the values will get changed. Okay. And indexing. So indexing function is again similar to what we have seen. If you see, here I am declaring a 3 by 4 matrix. So 3 rows and 4 columns, and I am accessing a 0 of 1. So 0 is first row, 1 is the second element. So this. So I am just accessing second element. So I am subsetting is again, I am just asking to print a specific 2 3 6 7. This square, this this particular subset. So in the first, I'm just asking start from, so end until 2. And here I'm asking start from first row and go until the third. So third is nothing but again it will come here 0, 1, 2, 3. So before, so 2, 3, 6, 7. It will print 2, 3, 6, 7. So reassigning the values. In similar to the list, we can reassign the values, row indexing. So I'm accessing particular rows and I'm seeing the length of those rows and shape. So particular, I'm just removing 5, 6, 7, 8 separately and the shape. One row. So in a multi-dimensional array, I'm declaring, if you see here, this is the same array I'm declaring here. But I am separate in the multi-dimensional array. I'm only separating the row 1, which is 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5, 6, 7, 8 got assigned to row 1. And row 2 again is I'm just creating a multiple internal list. So you can see here, this is row 2 and the shape. So these are the multiple operations that we can do within by using the NumPy arrays. So these are multiple examples like arrange. There are again arrange, and again, if you remember, we had performed certain operations greater than less than operations by using list. So the same things can be performed. I am declaring a multi-dimensional array, and I am asking see all whether if there are any contents which are greater than 2. So it is performing that specific operation and it is just printing false, true, true, true. So, and again, it is also, we can also check the data types of contents of the array. What are the different data types? And again, matrix addition. So if you see, I'm just declaring X and Y as two matrices, and I'm asking for operations, X plus Y. So X plus Y, it is shown here. Matrix subtraction can be done, multiplication can be done, square root can be done. So all the things can be done within this matrices itself. Transpose is something again we rearrange. So the diagonal elements will be fixed. The remaining will be transposed. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is my original matrix. The transposed matrix will be 1, 3, 2, 4. And why this transpose is done in this way? It is again the thumb rule that we have in mathematics. In the transpose, we remove the rows and we put them as columns. So here I am removing 1 and 2 and I am making as a column. So 1 and 2. And the second column 3 and 4, sorry, second row, the second row 3 and 4 has been made as a second column, which is 3 and 4, second column. So that is transpose. And inverse. Inverse is again an operation that we have in algebra. So the inverse also can be done directly by using function np.linearalgebra.inv. So determinant. Determinant is also something calculating the value of the matrix. So this is all these operations are already available in the +2 level, and we can just do those by using the specific functions. So determinant is again can be calculated by using determinant. So these all functions are already available. You can have a look, just understand what are these. Like let's say you wanted to first read what is inverse of a matrix in the +2 level, and this can be done. Here, due to the time constraint, I am not explaining you what is an inverse of a matrix. Inverse of a matrix is just nothing but 1 by A. So you can see here, this is A, right? I'm just printing A. So I'm inverse is just nothing but 1 by A. So if 2 is a value, what is the value of 1 by 2? It is 0.5. In the similar way, this is a matrix. And if I do a inverse 1 by A, this is a value. So We can see these things in detail when we start the full course. But I'm just showing you all these things can be done in the NumPy library. And coming to the pandas. Now, any doubts until now? Okay, good. So pandas is also a library which is specifically used to work on the data frames, or let's say structured data. Structured data is just nothing but a Excel data. So these pandas is a library, Python library, which is extensively used to expand, perform addition, multiplication, subtraction, or these kind of operations on large data sets or data frames. So you can let me go in detail, you will see. So I'm just importing the library. So I am loading a data set. So these are publicly available data sets. So when I say data set, this data set is just nothing but an Excel. So you can see here, I'm just now from here, I'm downloading an order data set. Data set is just nothing but data, which is put in an Excel sheet. So I am reading the Excel data. When I say head, it will print the first 5 rows. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First 5 rows of that Excel data, and it will show here. So now, what is this Excel data containing? Order ID. Order ID is one column. So this is called one column, and this is called one row. So 0 is one row. 1 is one row. 2 is the third row. 3 is the fourth row. 4 is fifth row. In the similar way, order ID is one column. So each row indicates the information of one customer. So in the 0th row, I am finding the information of one customer. So the customer has an order ID 1, and the quantity of the order is 1. What did he order? He ordered chips and fresh tomatoes salsa. And any choice description? No. What is the price of the item? $2, $2.39. So generally in any data set, each row indicates the information of a customer, and these columns will indicate the different information regarding that customer. So I can even add more columns like age. What is the age of that particular customer? What is the gender of that particular customer? What is a favorite item that he wants to order when he come in that particular? What is the restaurant location? So all these things I can keep on adding. So that is so these are called columns. Each column will indicate the information regarding that particular customer. So in the similar way, I am just downloading one more data set, and I am printing the head of that particular data set. This is a movie reviewers data set, which is containing user ID. What I'm asking is, I'm asking to download only this particular columns. So previously I had downloaded the entire data and I printed it. Now I'm asking user columns. So download from this data movie reviewers data set, download only user ID, age, gender, occupation, and zip code. So it is printing only those. To do this, first of all, you need to know what are the columns. Otherwise, you cannot generally download. But I'm just showing you. So these data frames are just nothing but list. So if you see here, what I'm doing is I am providing a list of all the columns. So I am using a list here. So I wanted to show the usage of the list. So I'm showing you. I have provided a list of columns and I am passing here in the names. So that it is just processing that list and downloading the now downloading the data frame. Now, if I want to separate only one column here, age, you can see here I have separated users of age. Now users is a data frame. So whenever I load the data by using pandas, this pandas library, it is called, the data will be converted into a data frame. So now in this data frame, if I want to separate one column, which is age, I will separate that age, and you can see here. And in the similar way, I can even, I was asking you, I can create a new column in the by using pandas. If you see here in the pandas data frame, I am creating a new column, which is I'm adding occupation and gender. So you can see in the new column for each customer, I have technician and gender, his occupation and gender. So these things can be done. This processing can be done by using pandas. So whenever we load the data by using pandas data frame, all the processing operations can be done. In the similar way, describe is something, as I was saying you, when I ask for a describe, all the integer columns will be described. So you can see here, for example, I was explaining you age is a column that we have. In the age column, when I say describe, it is giving me count. So count is nothing but total number of rows that are available. So first of all, let me show you here. So here, if I just add a new column, users dot shape. So 943. It indicates that I am having 943 rows and 5 columns. So now when I say describe, it is giving me all the statistics. So in the age column, it is saying that there are 943 values. The mean of the total data is 34. Standard deviation, what is the minimum value? What is 25th percentile? What is 50th? What is 75th percentile? What is maximum? So these all indicates by using describe. And the data types. What are the data types of all the columns? What is the disk and what? So I'm asking using users.describe, and when I say include only objects, so it is saying it is only including the objects. So you can do renaming of the columns. So I can say from gender, so instead of occupation, I can just write his job. Instead of zip code, I can write as pin code. So renaming of the columns can be done. And you can drop certain columns, include other columns. So, and also, so this is also, you can see that I'm dropping a column, which is this new column. New column and age I have dropped, and I have included only 4 columns. So sorting, you can sort a data frame by using certain values, like let's say duration or age. So based on those things you can do. So I think we are overboard. We can continue the same thing tomorrow. Any doubts?
No, sir.